Welcome. Today is the third day. Well, we've done so much. Now, welcome to this third day event. My name is Fetuga Mojid Olalikon, and I can boldly tell you that we've covered so much of the developments in the web application end. Today, we are not going to waste much of our time because we have so much also to do, but the major things have been already done. Let me just give you a recap. We've actually, let me bring up my, so we have actually registered our server. We've registered our server, and we've registered our domain. We've linked our domain with our server. We have set up our Webuzo, which is our server operating management. No, Webuzo is not our server operating system. CentOS 7 is our operating system. Webuzo is our admin manager, admin panel manager. Basically, we've done lots of things. Now, we have done our licensing. We have also done licensing. We have done licensing of our Webuzo. We've done the major thing as far as web management and development is concerned. So happy, I'm so glad. I will say give yourself a thumbs up. Basically, go through this video tons of time, go through it again so that you can be well acquainted, so that anybody asking you or asking for your services to set up a VPS server or to even manage a VPS server, basically using Webuzo, because I'm going to do another video on cPanel. So let me just come back to the screen and let us get some work to do today, guys. Oh wow, interestingly, now we want to work on our control panel. We've installed Webuzo, so we now want to work on Webuzo so that our Webuzo will be very, very okay. So we want to install some dependencies for Webuzo. Now, not the server, but for Webuzo on the server. The first thing you want to do is to protect your server so that intruders and so many people can not just hack your server on. So there's something called firewall. So it's a protective something. So I'm going to just come on to Webuzo. I'm going to come on to a server. So that the most important thing is, please, for the server, make sure that you have registered your licensing. Please make sure you've done your licensing. And the Webuzo server has two interfaces. Webuzo server has two interfaces. When you put your domain .com with this 2004, yes, even start from 2002, you can also use 2000, or you can use 2003, or you can use 2004, or you can use 2005. Now, any of these that you actually use is going to take you to a different panel. Now, this now is 2004, and it's taking me to the end user, the admin user of Webuzo. Okay, admin user of Webuzo, not the user end, admin user of Webuzo. Something, just need to understand it, so subsequently you'll be getting it. So if you have licensed your Webuzo software, this is where you are going to see your licensing, and this is where you are going to see some of the softwares, general softwares that are available, some requirements. Once you license, most of your scripts will be enabled. This is where you can be able to see general scripts, custom scripts, softwares updates, installation by scripts. So this is where you are going to see most of your softwares that are available on your Webuzo, and you are going to see the versions they are, and you can actually install more. When you come to installation, you can just you can do so much at the end, but you don't majorly need this. Once you don't majorly need anything here, you understand, once you have actually registered or licensed your software. Once you license your software at this end, most of the basic softwares that you need will be enabled. You see, most of the scripts, once you have licensed your scripts, most of them will be enabled. And if you now want to disable some or enable some, you can just click on this link, and it's going to take you to the installation. Is going to take you to where you can actually do your update settings. Likewise, if your WordPress is not enabled, that is, you just need to come here to enable it, and basically, but you don't need to do anything here as long as you have actually licensed your Webuzo. Everything will be installed. But this is where we are actually going, is the 2002. In fact, let me enter through this panel here. You can come here and click end user, or you just basically click the domain name, and instead of you using 2004, you can just click 2002. See, you can click 2002 and you are here. This is the interface of Webuzo, and you are having a full gig server space. In your own case, your server will be very, there is nothing on it, but in my own case, I've installed almost 7 gig of solution on my server. So my server is very much importantly working for me, and I'm using all my bandwidth, so I'm not sharing bandwidth with anybody. The first thing you are going to do, the first thing you should do, is to come and secure your server. So the only way to do that is by coming to this CSF configuration, and you click on it, and by default you are going to see this testing to be 1. So it is on test mode, but you are going to change it to 0. You click on it and change it to 0, and you are coming here to click save. Make sure you don't touch any other thing. But just come here, click back and click 0. Fine. And you come down here, you come down to this end and you click save. That is just the most important thing at that level. You don't touch any other thing, please, for God's sake. And if you come to your managed domains, you are going to see the list of domains that you have. Okay, some of them will be packed domain. The main domain will be packed domain. The domain that is not attached to any the domain here, this one that you see here that is not attached to any domain outside, will be packed domain until you actually assign a name server and all those things. But your primary domain, when you do your installation of this, the one you use will be on your primary domain. The add-on domains are the additional domains that you just go to your Dynadot.com, register a domain, add it to the server, come and do add-on domain. All those ones are add-on domains, and they will keep working for you. Basically, that is just how do you do your add-on domain. Your primary domain will always be your primary domain. You cannot delete it, and that is what this server is connected to. But when you come to add domain, you can just put the name of the domain here, and you just add it to this part. It's going to be an add-on domain to this form solution, which is your primary domain. So basically, that is just outside the ball. But once you have done that, the next thing you want to do is to click on your Let's Encrypt. Okay, Let's Encrypt it is just to make your website have this SSL certificate. So you click on Let's Encrypt, hope you don't have any problem with your SSL certificate, but if you have any problem, it's something you can actually do. All your domain that you've added will be here. Just click on that, and once you click on it, once it loads, no, this one has already loaded. My Let's Encrypt is loaded. But once you've clicked on any domain, the next thing you are going to do is to click install. And once you install, it's going to go, you'll see the process, and it's going to tell you that Let's Encrypt is actually installed. You are going to see the logs like this, and it's going to tell you that Let's Encrypt is installed. If you have 100 domain, you have to install Let's Encrypt on each domain. I think that one too is clear. The next one that you have to do, you have to then look at, let me look at my scheme. Okay, WordPress and account. Okay, good. We are progressing. So the next thing you want to do is, you see, it is very straightforward. If you are talking about domain, these are aspects of domain. This is where you change your DNS with direct domain. There are so many things you can do from this end. If you are talking about databases, these are the databases icon. If you are talking about FTP, that is file transfer protocol. This is where you get your file transfer protocol. You can actually create an FTP login details, your username and your password, and you can use FileZilla. When you get to FileZilla, you can use FileZilla to actually reach to this, and you start transferring files. And it's very, very important, but we are not going to go there today because that is not where we are going. SSL, we've talked about Let's Encrypt. Now your email. Interestingly, like Webuzo, I've told you that Webuzo is like a single user. All your domain are within your single account. It's not like cPanel whereby you can actually create 1 gig for somebody, and that person will make use of 1 gig to do his website, and he's going to have his own account. Okay, so as far as Webuzo is concerned, it's a single account. All the domain will be added just like that, and you can come to your email account. Okay, when you come to your email account, you can actually select the domain that you want to create email for. You put the username, probably admin at so person, sign up at so. You can just create unlimited email accounts, and you give it your password, you give it password, and you click create. And if you want to do the advanced email setting, you always see your email setting available. Probably I will have to remove that. I would. Well, that is where the email setting is, where you can actually get the advanced settings of your email. So you just pick any of those emails and you get it available there. It's so easy to do. I'm just using this to walk you through the Webuzo interface. Just if you are used to control panel, you will see that there is nothing different at all. And surely there's nothing different. So you have to now look at this, where this the configuration, the PHP configuration. Some applications will not be here on your own, so you have to install them. Even this CSF may not be there. There are so many things that will not be there. So you need to first of all look at what are those tools that are not available, and you must install them. So these are the basic tools that must be available on your application. If they're available, you have to install them, because without this, some of the tools may not work. Some, like email, when you talk about affiliate marketing, we talk about email marketing, some of it will not work without, your WordPress will not work without PHP. Your WordPress will not work without MySQL, which is the database. Dovecourt, Ezim, Spam Assassin, these are for your emails. So Apache is also your web server application environment. This for security, firewall. So all these must be available. How do you do it? Okay, and if you come to your services, you will see some of you must have them running, otherwise you just have to install them. And if you do not license, if you have not licensed your application, your Webuzo, you will not be able to see those features. So all you just need to just pick this. I'm going to put the list on the description. Just pick Apache. Just come to your Webuzo here. Come to this place. Click Apache. And just pick the first one. That is your web server. pick the first one. Okay, pick the first one and install. So when you pick the first one, you know it's already installed now. I'm not going to remove it. Just click install. Simple. Your own case, you just have to click install. That one is done. The next one is, let me go back to the PHP minimum of 7.1. Just click PHP. See PHP, yes, server side scripting language. Just the minimum of 7.1 should be installed. The minimum of 7.1. You can actually use 7.2. Okay, you can use 7.2. The latest is 7.3, and I would advise that, okay, make use of 7.2, but the minimum of 7.1. Please don't go and install any of these 5.4, 5.3, 5. Don't even install 5.5. Don't go near them. Minimum of 7.1, average of 7.2, and that's just it. Just click on it. Once you click on it, it's going to come to the page. It's already installed, so I'm not going to remove it. Install it because you need that program. Okay, the next one you are going to install MySQL. Just the same procedure. Just type MySQL here and pick the first one, MySQL. Okay, pick the first one and install. Okay, that is the minimum, the basic. Of course, the next one is dovecodes. Dovecodes is also important, so type dovecodes. It's part of the utilities. Click on dovecodes. When you click on dovecodes, make sure you install it. I'm not going to remove my own, but you have to install your own. The next one will be Exim. Just type Exim. The same thing. Just type. These are the dependencies that your Webuzo will need so that you can actually install. You can install your WordPress because your WordPress is already available, but then you need those dependencies to make your website, to make your server function well. Dovecodes, Exim, just okay. I put a space there. Dovecodes is there. You just click and install. Exim is also there. Very, very important. Please install them for your email. That is, if you want to install email solution, you will need that. Spam Assassin is also very, very good. So you install that requirements. Spam Assassin. Just click on it and install. It's one of the important utilities. And CSF is also very, very good for security. You have to install it, and once you are through with all those installation, your domain is linked, everything is linked, there is nothing else. Your server is, you don't need to pay 100,000 per month. You don't need to pay 100,000 per month. Your server is ready, and the next thing you want to do now is to install your WordPress. If you are going to be making use of WordPress, which is what we would naturally want to make use of, which is a CMS, or if you are not making use of WordPress, if you are coding, if you are a programmer, you can code your framework, and you just need to use your TP to move your file to your file, or you use your file manager. There's file manager here. You can use it to import your files and upload them into your system. And of course, if you want to change your password, you can come to change your password, and your server will, if you want to reboot your server, you can actually reboot your server here. Then you can actually back up your server. There are so many things you can actually do on your server end, and there are so many applications and framework that you can actually make use of. But for us, we just want to make use of our WordPress, and WordPress is available here. Just come to your blogs and come to WordPress. You just need to click on install. Okay, you will not have anything here. You will not have anything here, but you just need to click on install. Okay, and once you click on install, WordPress, provided you have done your CSL certificate, this will be in HTTP, but select either HTTPS or HTTPS www. So provided you have done your SSL certificate, this will be enabled. Otherwise it's not going to go, it's not going to enable. And you pick your domain and delete this WP, delete the WP here. Why WP? That is a directory, that's a directory. So it means that if you should install inside that directory, anybody that clicks your domain name and comes to your domain will not see your file, will not see anything. It's only those who actually go to that directory that will see the website. So for this tutorial, all you need is just to click on this and click on this and click on your domain, the domain that you have chosen, and you click on the you remove this directory, WP directory, and you can give your site a name, or you can leave it for now, because you can definitely work on that later. And definitely make sure that you give your admin, your WordPress admin username, give it a secure name. Now please note something here. Now we are talking about control, we are talking about server, okay? And now within our server we have Webuzo, which is our admin panel. Now within Webuzo we have WordPress. So Webuzo, our server has login details with unique login details, okay? Now our Webuzo too has its own login details with login details. Don't forget that. Now we want to create WordPress within Webuzo, linking it to a domain name. Then we must also give it its login details. Now for you to access your server at the back end, you can make use of root, the one Contabo will give you. But for you to access your server at the Webuzo front, at the Webuzo interface, you have to make use of the login details that you created immediately you finish installing Webuzo. But for you to access your WordPress, if you want to access your WordPress, you have to go through your domain name, .com/wp-admin, and you now put, that is for accessing your WordPress. You now put this your username. Make sure your username is secure, and your password, make sure your password is secure. If you don't know any password, you can generate password. You can generate password. Just click on this, make sure you hide it too, and you now generate password. Of course I'm not installing this one, so I can even show you. And you copy the password. Of course you can always change the password that way. And excuse me, and you put in your admin. By default, Webuzo will always create an admin email for you, so that you have a customized email, okay? But you can put it, you can leave it. If you have actually created your email with admin, you can always use this. But if you have not created your email, probably you've created your email with info@your-domain-name.com, you just put your email there. Or if you don't want to use any of this email, you can use your personal email, like your Gmail and whatever. There's no problem. And you don't click anything except install. Immediately you click install, it's going to take a very short time. I'm going to do a demo now. I'm going to use form solution, and I'm going to use another directory, because I'm going to delete it after this, just for you to see how the interface will be. So I'm going to use affiliate, form solution, affiliate. Oh gosh, affiliate. Okay, so I'm going to install it. Of course you can always install WordPress into directories. You can have one domain. Now you can install several directories, unlimited. Even within one domain you can have several directories. The only thing is just that make that directory unique, so that anybody will not it's not going to be confusing. So this one I want to make use of affiliates, so I'm just going to leave these ones. I'm going to make my admin name is affiliate. I always want to make sure that my admin name is affiliate. So I'm going to just I'm going to hide this one. I'm going to generate. No, let me show it. I'm going to delete it after this video. So I'm going to just copy that and save. That is my password. Please don't install into the directory at the first instance. You don't install into this directory at the first instance. Install into the main website. Please don't install into the directory at the first instance. I'm only installing into the directory now to show you because I already have something on my main website. So, but you can definitely install into directly. And I leave this is okay with me. I'm okay with all those ones. And I click install. Immediately you click install. I'm going to delete this thing immediately. It's going to take few minutes. And before you know, voila, now your website is live. formsolution.com/affiliates, and that is just it. Your website is installed. Your domain is, the SSL certificate is already available, and this is just a directory that I install WordPress. In other words, you can install WordPress within a directory. Don't forget that if you actually go to Form Solution, I don't think I have something on Form Solution actually. I left that website because of something else. Okay, yes, I did not put anything here. Yes, I was working on something on this solution, but then I just need to create other web domains, so I just register other domains, but no big deal. So now my main website is here, but I've registered into a directory, and the directory also have this as a username, so I can actually create affiliates. You know, my main website may have affiliate businesses or some other things that I'm going to install a WordPress solution for it, and I'm going to set it up, and it's going to be working. Meanwhile, it does not affect my main website, and this is another thing. And if I want to go to the back end of that, just like I've shown you, you are going to click the link /affiliate/WP admin. Let me just click that through, and nope. Shouldn't come here, should come to here. Admin. Yes, it should come to here. So if there's any mistake, here, there may be mistake here that is taking me back to okay, my Webuzo is redirecting me back to Webuzo, but that mistake, you just need to know that the link, the URL, that is why it was taking me back. My Webuzo logged me out. So you just need to come to this place. This is where we need to come to. We have nothing to do with Webuzo. So this one will be affiliates, because I'm logging into my affiliate. This one will be affiliate, and the password, let me copy this password. Please know that it may be technical sometimes, but please just know what you are doing and log in. It may be technical because now we are now talking about we are through with this, we are through with that, we are now through with this. Now we are logging into our account. So tomorrow I'm going to now walk you through. If you go back, let me go back to my list. I've done so much good. Yeah, good. So let me go back to, we are through with all these. We've installed our WordPress, and the next thing we are going to do now is to look at the content of the WordPress and the designs of the WordPress before we now need to look at email. In fact, I would have loved that we look at email, because it depends. Well, let us follow the way it should be. Let us follow the way we have actually listed it here. So tomorrow we are going to look at our WordPress. We are going to look at, I'm going to use this same affiliate dashboard. I'm going to use it to teach you some little, simple drop, applications that you can use to build your website, customize your e-commerce store. We are going to do so many things within this affiliate. It's going to be your added advantage. And by tomorrow we are going to work on WordPress. Then next day we'll be looking at our email. Okay, we are on the third day of our efforts, and we still have like 4 more days to go. Tomorrow will be the fourth days, and tomorrow we'll be working on our WordPress. So check your email guide for tomorrow. If you're having any problem at this stage, if you're having any problem, feel free to reach out to me. I would definitely support you, and I would encourage you to keep moving. Okay, and if you need to watch this video, take your time, watch it, and be improve yourself. If you have any question, there are tons of videos available on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and till tomorrow, God bless. Well,